those open date week practices?
We kind of gave them, I won't say off from practice, but just let them lift and run and kind of work out some of the kinks on Sunday just because we come out of game with a bunch of guys banged up. They were off on Monday. That's our normal off day. In the past 2 days, we've had full practices, and then they're off the rest of the week, come back Sunday. And then we hit the road recruiting Thursday and Friday.
The practice has been solely about refreshing, just evaluation, or anything about future opponents?
No Alabama work yet. We'll start that on Sunday. But it's been a lot of fundamental and technique work, a lot of 7-on-7, a lot of 1-on-1s, and a bunch of team and special teams, and focusing, like I said, on a developmental aspect of it, where normally the 1s and 2s get the most reps, and then the younger guys in the red shirts. Well, they've been on scout team now, but we flipped that, so it was great to see, all these true freshmen, redshirt freshmen, and young guys get in there for a bunch of reps, and it was really exciting.
Is that what, as a coach, you want to get out of the bye week development, aside from just staying healthy? Is that the main goal of the bye week?
Kind of a cliche thing is to, rehab physically, recharge mentally, make sure the older guys stay fresh and they're ready to go when we get back. But I could go through position by position, but it's great to see. We have a ton of talent in our true freshman class, and those guys they did a real nice job competing this week, and the guys made a bunch of plays and saw a lot of improvement.
Any guys in particular stand out?
I mean, Garrett's a true freshman. You got to remember that. So he did some nice things, but Jalen Maiden also got a lot of work in. We kind of know about Lee. Kareem Walker has a chance to be really, really good. I mean, veteran presence. Older guy. Has been in Power 5, but has kind of a presence and leadership to him, and really, really understands football. Runs hard. Kind of a slasher. He did some real nice things. We know the young tight ends. The young O-lineman, obviously we know Charles Cross. Penley's played a little bit. Brandon Cunningham really coming along. Bremen Jones. And then Cole Smith he's going to be really good too. Plays with a lot of fire, a lot of intensity. DeMonte, Jack Harris. We know about Nathan Pickering. Colin Duncan, Dylan Lawrence. Thing 1 and thing 2. We know about the corners. So I mean, and that's not even going into the redshirt freshmen. So it was really good to see those guys. And I think there's a lot of talent there.
You had a couple of young receivers too.
Quentin Kazia is a little bit banged up, the lower body, but Torber did some really nice things. So didn't need to gloss over that.
Coach, I know health has a lot to do with it. Has had a lot to do with it. How do you know when a quarterback's ready to go in a particular week?
In what regard?
Just ready to go to maybe start a game.
No, from a health standpoint or just preparation
Just
standpoint?
preparation.
Yeah, normally you get into that kind of Thursday practice, and that's a kind of a review of what you've done Monday or Tuesday and Wednesday, which is first and second down, and then third down, and then red zone. And you're not full pads. You're kind of putting them in positions, where they're going to see what they see in the game. I'd say by the end of the day Thursday, you have a pretty good feel of how the quarterback has digested the game plan and been able to execute it with precision.
The special teams have had some breakdowns throughout the year. How do you kind of get that unit back on track for these last few games?
Yeah, we worked a lot of fundamental and technique stuff today, or the past 2 days, so it wasn't as much about scheme. We had kickoff and kickoff return yesterday, and then punt and punt return today, so kind of got back to basics and worked on a lot of fundamentals and technique.
You mentioned Kareem as a guy who's obviously coming in as a junior.
Yeah.
But how have you seen him embrace his role, at least in practices, knowing that he's has that academic redshirt?
We finally got him on the field, so that was a plus. So once we got that done, and he went down to scout team, and he's giving those guys a heck of a look. I mean, he's running hard, challenging them, and I think it's really, if you don't get your pads down and you don't square him up, you're going to bounce off of him. And he, being an older guy down there, and some of the younger guys maybe aren't accustomed to that, the speed of the game in that regard. So he's, for a guy who hasn't been here very long and hasn't played a down of football in the SEC, he's been a pretty good leader for us thus far.
How much does that help your older guys? Obviously when he's going against the number ones, how to get a pretty good look at a guy who's a Power 5 guy.
We have Robert Rivers and Connor Hagan do a good job down there with the scouts, but Kareem's a guy that, like I said, has played in Power 5 games and done a nice job.
Now that he's healthy and with the quality of his play on Saturday, it's time he reclaimed the QB1 designation.
Yeah, we watched the past 2 days. We will watch today, so we'll watch. We watched yesterday's tape this morning. We'll watch tomorrow's tape as well, and then Sunday when we get in and start. We've done 2 days of game planning for Alabama. We'll kind of sit down and talk personnel moving forward. So we really didn't have anything Alabama related the past 2 practices, so we'll hit that on Sunday.
How's Garrett health-wise right now?
They get better.
A couple of the guys like Stuart Reese, is he on track to be back for the Alabama game?
Yes. Not going to.
health concerns that come to mind right now?
Cam Young will be out for the rest of the year with a lower body, so that'd be the most recent one. The rest are kind of bumps and bruises.
CJ and Jerry and those guys?
Jerry will probably end up being one more week, but CJ will be back.
Dancer obviously was dealing with a little bit of an injury. He played last week. How's he holding up post Arkansas?
Pretty good. We cut his reps a little bit, this week, which was planned anyway. So I think, with the week off, bye week, and then a weekend to heal up, I think he'll be back to close to 100% starting on Sunday.
Sort of a big picture question. I know you well enough to know when you came to Mississippi State, you had a plan for how you wanted things to go.
Yeah.
And I'd probably a time frame in mind of I'll have the program where I want it to be here. Do you feel like you're on that track?
I do. I think a lot of it is fluid, and the ultimate goal, is to win the SEC and win a national championship. Then within that, I've talked about kind of, being the best team in the state, with Ole Miss and Southern Miss, and ceiling for success and floor for success. And I think there have been a lot of circumstances, probably outside of all of our control this year, that maybe have kind of forced us to, do kind of work around some issues and be a little more strategic in our plan, I guess, so to speak. But from an overall standpoint, you'd obviously like to win every game and be undefeated. But I think from a big picture perspective, that we're heading where we need to go.
You mentioned you recruited this weekend. Will you take time to watch the Bama LSU game?
Mm-hmm. I got Armstrong Middle School hoops at 9-1. So after that, we'll be freed up. So it'll be football the rest of the day.
Kind of touching on
big jamboree at the middle school if you guys are around.
You mentioned sort of dealing with sort of the outside circumstances. How has that sort of tested you as a coach, and what's that been like from a coaching perspective and just dealing with all of that?
Yeah, second time sitting in the big seat, and certainly this time at a higher level. And my experience at Penn State and UConn and Akron, which was 1A football. That the one thing you talk to other coaches and try to bend their ear and gain wisdom and insight is that there's never a spot in the manual for some of the things that pop up and you're not prepared for. So you try to flip through your head coach manual that you use, and there's just some things in there that aren't in the table of contents. So I think that's the most challenging part, and part of the thing that keeps it, I guess, interesting, so to speak, is that there's always going to be something that you're not prepared for, and I think we've done a pretty good job adjusting to it.
It's one of those things that coaches always say, you control what you can control. Has this been
control the controllable?
Yeah.
I think we've done a good job of that. I think we've also done a good job reacting to and making a plan for the things that have been out of our control a little bit.
Besides the taking a few days off for the players and all that, is there a different air now coming off that win at Arkansas?
A little bit. I don't want to say more pep in our step, but you get to name the scout team players of the week, the players of the week. You get your helmet stickers and things like that. So the team meetings on Sunday following a win are always a little more energetic. Play celebration by Cole and the gang. Get the guys. Everyone stands up, shakes each other's hand, congratulates on the win. So, but I would say from a focus and a preparation standpoint, I do want Guy once told me never too high, never too low. That you want to kind of keep that level of consistency in your approach. Whether you've won or you lost the game.
You mentioned this being the second time you sat in the big seat.
Yeah.
At Fordham, obviously, you didn't have as much of a national presence or spotlight, if you will.
Despite being in the Big Apple, which is
right.
Yeah.
Here, it's a different story, especially this year with some of the shows you've been on and some of the exposure, attention that you've gotten. What have you learned about yourself through all of that?
Learn about myself. I think more than anything, I say to the kids all the time, tough times don't test character, they reveal it. And I think when you start becoming reactionary or changing who you are or what you do based on the circumstance, that people can see through it. And I think, through some of the, ups and downs and some of the losses and some of the wins, our kids have seen that myself and our staff and the plan and the approaches remain consistent. So I'd say that'd probably be the biggest thing that I've learned from this season.
Kind of with that, with the way the season's lined up in the bye week, you kind of get a little bit of a respite going into those last 3 games and needing those 2 wins to bowl eligibility. How much do you feel like the bye week comes at the right time, at least right now, with sort of the rest of the season still ahead of you?
Yeah, it was almost split in thirds, I guess. So I think it was a good time, coming off a win, and particularly with, not worried about the Abilene Christian or Ole Miss or anything when you got you're staring down Alabama. So we're heading into that week, I guess it was a kind of a good setup schedule-wise, because obviously they're going to necessitate all of our attention.
How excited are you to be back home for the final 3 games?
Another 28 days, I guess. It's great, and I know our kids love being home. I love being home, and it's a atmosphere and a setting that is unique in college football, and I think provides us an unbelievable, home field advantage. And our fans are tremendous, and I know that's something that really energizes our kids on game day.